G'day Australia, we are here, Mark, Glen, to both thank you for watching our video. It's amazing how many people have supported the channel. We've got a whole bunch of new likes. We've got some amazing people who have made some donations already for the GoFundMe. In regards to the rest of the video, obviously, you know, the first part was time sensitive. We had to get it out, but we're really looking forward to sharing the amazing experience that was the Walgamay People Camp. Yeah, is there anything you'd like to add to that, my friend?
Oh, other than the camp and all of us coming together, it just all did come together, and you were there and we didn't know how we were going to get it out. But North Queensland Freedom Network was there and, and really brought across our point of view, which I believe, for everyone, the importance of independent media. It gets across the ideas. It gets across that view that people have, things that matter to people, and just the response alone that we've had, it has encouraged us so much to continue what we're doing, and the many friends that we've made along the way, including Mark and North Queensland Freedom Network. It is just unbelievable. It is just like a synchronicity taking place. We are developing marvelous friendships, black and white. Not if colour had anything to actually do with it. Well, Mark didn't know much of me or a lot of me, but we've had opportunities to speak and put across each other's point of view, which we both respect.
And it's amazing how much of what we've shared with each other aligns, too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I really was stoked about, going on country with you guys, was to see that we are all sort of one people. We already got so many things in common. We've just got to sort of sit down and work that out, and push forward. And even though the referendum was defeated, and some people might consider what's happened a victory, but I don't care whether you voted yes or no. I hope you want to come along with us on this journey and find out more about what we've learned about each other, and the positive way in which we intend to try and move forward.
Definitely,
and you
yeah.
coined a good phrase for that, my
Yeah.
friend, and it was
Right way, proper way. How could there possibly be anything in our way for us to come together? It is only in when we become indifferent from each other is when we alienate ourselves from each other. It may have been a journey just to get this voice, this message across to people. From my perspective, I've gained so many friends, and I'm now within a community of like-minded people. I mean, it's harmonic, just really good developments of friendships. And when we get to know each other a little bit better, I think we can make this place the place that it should be. We could even be the benchmark for the world, about how, if we can do it, then I think the rest of the world can, because it's just the flow and energy of the people. And I mean it when I say people, because we're all people, and we have to come together. We have to come together in unity. This is the only way. United we stand, divided we fall. It's like the spoonful of sugar we need to help the medicine go down. But this medicine is good medicine. Regardless what anyone thinks about culture or anything like that, I could tell you one thing in our culture, which is probably the first primary point that comes back to our law, and that is sharing and caring. That is the first point. That should be our first point. When we start caring and sharing, there is no necessity for anything beyond what you think you want and need. It's just that you will, all those things will come. Sharing and caring brings abundance, but not in the sense of the riches that you want, but a cohesive society, and moreover, a friendly society. Why can't we be the change that makes us say, hey, we're really happy here now, and invite everyone to come on this journey. Unity is a very powerful thing. The whole process of how things are now, and it just gets back to, really does, gets back to grassroots levels, where you've got to realise along the way that you're really forming some really good bonding friendships here. And if we can do it, you can do it too. What do you think?
I think you bang on there, mate. Was it what origin was the word?
Wordigen.
Wordigen. And for those who don't know, that's white fella, black fella dreaming.
It is. It is
the time where we all come together, and to have learned about that is something that I was blown away by, and I think you guys will be too. I'd also like to point out at this point that we are, Glen here suggested that we do this is to, through a Patreon account that we've set up with a monthly subscription to help us fund these things, because it takes a lot of time and effort. Like, it was 3 days just to shoot, the original thing, and we've still got more shooting and stuff to do. We're going to have exclusive content available to you, full interviews, unedited, and things that we're going to specially make just for those paying customers. That's going to, hopefully help fund our work and keep that going. And of course, we've got the GoFundMe there to get this current video going, because there's just so much in there that you guys had to share, and that's amazing,
Yeah.
And when we started this project, it wasn't a dollar involved, nobody paid anyone. There's no government grants. There's so now we're calling on the people to help us continue what we've started. So I look forward to working with you further, my friend, and the rest of the tribes, and anybody else who wants to come along on the journey
with professionalism in the media, which you might have seen that Mark did present a very good debate for everyone. There's so much information that we have, that in the network, that you only get to see so much. It's sort of like a behind the scenes. There's so much information there, but everyone's just getting a little. Maybe this would be a good thing to start releasing that information for people to hone in their knowledge, because that's the fact that a man's life is his lack of knowledge. If you don't understand anything, then you have no knowledge about the thing that you want to try to understand, no matter what area it is.
And the Bible, points out as well, my people are dying from a lack of knowledge. It's one of the things I heard getting around quite a lot in the last few years, is that phrase has been kicking on, and it's, here you are saying the same kind of thing again. So, and that's what we're trying to achieve here, is to get more knowledge out to the people, because my time in the mainstream certainly showed me that I don't think you could even say that the mainstream media at the moment is inadequate. It's utterly pathetic. Like, if you think you can watch a 45-second story or a 1-minute story on the news and you've been informed about something, you're grossly mistaken. You've got to take the time to learn.
Yeah. What I think matters a lot also is there is so much information on the information highway out there. There's just so much. It's so easy to be overwhelmed by the information. You need to have that direct. You need you need to have that fact. You need to see it proven within the community circles that where we come from. Like through Mark and others, the world is just a world of expansion now, and everyone's sharing knowledge of all sorts. But the real stuff that matters. I'm not I'm not a really good public speaker of any sort, but I have enveloped and starting to develop a voice, of my own. So why don't we start speaking on behalf of ourselves, and then we could start speaking for each other. It was just a fleeting moment through the viewing of the videos that North Queensland Freedom Network brought out, and it does seem that people were happy to get that knowledge.
And you can tell by the viewers, like,
Yeah.
we created a short version and a long version, to partly a social experiment. Do people have the time to watch the long video? Do they want to watch the long video and get that knowledge? And it was a resounding, yes, we want that knowledge, like people really wanted to see that, I think last I looked, we're at about 35,000 views across all the platforms at the moment, highest performing being Twitter. But people went for the long version, which shocked me. I honestly thought people would be going for the shorter version just because that's what we've become so ingrained and accustomed to. But it's good to see that people really did want to get that knowledge, and that the time we've spent putting that together has not been wasted. So a big thanks to everybody for shocking me so kindly. It's been really good, and a big thanks to the political entity for everything they've been doing the last few years, because you may have tried to drive us apart, perhaps. I'm not even sure what your intentions are, because I guess we're going to find out, because apparently they're going to plow through forward anyway. But you brought us together. I'm meeting people that I never thought I'd meet. I'm hanging out with people that I would not normally have associated with, just because of, the way our lives had been structured previously. It stirred the pot up, and we've got some interesting flavours coming up now.
Yeah, well, you hit that right on the head just then. I would really agree with that. Thankful for sure. I mean, out of a lot of bad came a lot of good. So we are seeing a balance of scale coming up here. It may be a bit wobbly, but when it does balance, what a great society we'll have, eh?
Mm.
And to the government, I do myself say thank you, but not in any way of in a negative sense. But
What do people want to know? What do you, the audience, do you have any questions that you would like answered regarding, the Indigenous culture and things like that? Let's learn, maybe here's an idea, people, and let me know what you think in the comments down there, or even just email us if you don't want your name coming up for whatever reason. But email some questions that we might be able to answer for you. Let us know what you think. What do you want to learn? Because I think that's the biggest part of this network that I'm trying to create, for lack of a better word, is that we want that community engagement. This is the grassroots. This is from the bottom going up. So, everybody get in on this. Everybody help us out. And if you've got a story you want to share, by all means, drop us a line. Thank you all very much for watching. And supporting the channel and sharing things and liking and commenting, all those things helps bring the story to the top. And especially if you can afford to, become a Patreon or donate via GoFundMe, the PayPal or BitChute links, just to say thank you, because, much like a street performer who's just put on a show, this is kind of what we do for a job, and we'd very much appreciate whatever you can afford.
As part of the Patreon as well, which actually helps, because a lot of work goes into all this. I don't essentially do any of this work, but the actual knowledge that we've got within the community, on that first point I was talking about, sharing and caring, I think people are entitled to that knowledge. Of course, it's going to take time to compile and put together, but it should be free knowledge for you to understand the very world that we are living in. Because to me, Mark, it seems a little unfair that because we've learnt so much along the way, it really makes it hard to feel that someone might be lacking through that lack of knowledge. And when you can compile all this together, as you've done through your media, another good independent coming in, bringing through essential stuff, no different than a diet. If you eat the right things, it's really good for you. But if you're going to take in all the stuff that is really neither here nor there, well, that's not going to work out for anyone.
Exactly.
And there is so much to bring, but just getting it together, getting out to communities, we just ask for that little bit of help and support, because it doesn't just service Indigenous North Queensland Freedom Network. It does service a lot of people and has brought through a lot of, what would you call it, Mark? A lot of opinion?
Yeah.
A lot of different facets. So I've actually watched a few of your work, and it shows a lot of people from different walks of society.
Well, so there is a lot of difference, but there's also a lot of similarity in these things too. And how can you possibly make informed decisions without that information? And it does suck to have to ask for money, but that's the way society as it currently is structured. That's the way it exists. And I never wanted to ask for money. I never wanted to sort of push these Patreon things and all that sort of stuff. I just want to do the work. But I've got to feed a family as well. I've got to pay these bills, and with government and council raising the cost of living so excessively lately too, it is now become a state where I have to ask for help.
And it is important. Every man, woman, child on planet Earth, we have the same deepest need in common. We need that knowledge, and we need to stay with family. And we've got to get people back into that core family values, with all of those things. You can help to actually do this on many issues, broad issues, and with a reliable network of people who can bring you through that knowledge with all of it, of this experience as well. Thank you, Mark. It's just really good of what you're doing.
Thank you, man, because it's been an amazing experience, and I'm looking forward to many more.
Oh, and there will be. All of our hearts, I know we just suffered a catastrophe here with the voice and the yes and the no and the divisiveness. No one's jumping up and down and saying, oh, we won or anything like that. There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But as a community, it's not just me and Mark. We all got to become that independent to come together. So, and that's what helps. That's what helps me, Mark, everyone, to help you to then help back all the time.
A beautiful cycle of everybody helping each other.
And it's just a wonderful reciprocation of just knowledge and
building a real community. Instead of, standing around, gimme, government should do this for me and all that. And I kind of want government out of my life. I don't think, we really need them, because what they're doing isn't serving the people.
Laws are supposed to be there to protect and serve.
Exactly.
If you were doing basic primary school exam math, you just add it up. And I'm not walking down a path that says follow me, and you don't know where it's leading you to. You must be informed. You have to be informed.
And it should be in a way that you want to digest it. And I think that was my problem with school, is they'd made it so undigestible that you didn't want to eat from their trough. It's
Yeah, I mean, and we're just everyday normal people, just trying to get on with our everyday normal lives. It's just getting tougher every day, and it's hurting a lot of people. I knew a time when we had a very healthy middle class here, but I'm seeing it diminish with the values that had it,
Mm.
you know, um, just because of the strains and pressure of society, you know. I want to share something with you that comes from a once solid Christian foundation country like um, America, say, that they would put um, in God we trust on their money. You know,
Mm.
I don't know about that
Mm.
because money seems to be the ruler these days. So I'm asking what this new God of the new world is. Is it money? Everything's for sale.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Everything is for sale now.
It never used to be that way.
No.
Yeah.
You know, Mark, I was watching an interesting PBS special about blood donation.
Mm.
I didn't know big pharma, was putting up blood banks in these lower economic um, uh,
Cities,
cities.
towns.
What do you call it? Social environment. You know?
Yeah,
And these people are bleeding themselves to death for a few bucks because they can't pay their bills
at a place that's called a bank.
out of a blood bank.
Mm.
That that the question was asked, and this is on a mainstream media channel. The question's asked: do you know what's happening to your blood? You know, after you donate. You know, there, there's so many questions and not enough answers. And when you go and look for an answer, you need the confidence to know that the information you're getting can make a well-informed decision. And it's not just about one person or someone's just own philosophy or ideology. It is a mixture of everyone in this soup, you know,
Mm.
that comes together. Where there was things you didn't understand about me, and there's some things I didn't understand about you. But we actually spoke. Well, I was surprised actually. We spoke very rationally about it,
Mm.
and we sort of came to an understanding, and sort of like, well, maybe there's some things I won't understand, and there are things, but that conversation never took the lead from, hey, there's a good friendship developing here as well.
Mm.
Which not just you and I, but many others in the
Yeah.
short space of time that we've known each other.
Mm.
It's just unbelievable. And from other groups, I'm learning stuff as well, stuff I didn't know, and we just got together and said, get it out, get this stuff out. That's good. You and I know it,
Yeah.
and see it, and it's just like the light just came on,
Yeah.
and it all makes sense, and it's just very liberating. It's just it's powerful.
Mm.
Unity is powerful, folks. I'm telling you.
Certainly is.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Please support, and don't forget to push that like and subscribe, and stay tuned. There is stuff to come, and you'll be informed.
Mm. I want to say, white fella, black fella, dreaming, mate.
Let's
It's
dream.
awesome.
Thanks, man.
Come along for the dream.